Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Price, XXV, Double I,
Rome.
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what time it is, man. It's your favorite sports show on the net. This is Gas Presents Sports for the Culture. I'm tonight's host, as always, your boy Young Rome 22 on all socials. If you're new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all the loyal listeners and followers out there, man. We got another packed show for y'all tonight. My man T Boogie's back. He might drop 83 on y'all tonight. Bam. You know what I'm saying? We got G and Scruff in here. A ton of topics. NFL free agency been going crazy. We got people backing out of trades. We got quarterbacks not signed yet. So we're going to get into all that tonight. But I'm going to let the fellas introduce themselves first. And I'm going to start with my guy on the bottom left. Long time no see.
T-Boogie, man. I'm back from a long high school season. Wash your hands, wash your ass. But, yeah, man, I'm excited to be back. You know, this is my second show of the day. If you haven't been following me, I started my morning on Fox 5. So, you know, but now I'm on the show with the fellas. So, you know, it's no place better than Sports for the Culture. So, yeah, with that, I'm just ready to go, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Coach Boogie, man, on a successful season. And I peeped your appearance on Fox 5, man, live on Fox 5. Making splashes in the news world. Bottom right.
I just want to say shout out to the World Classic, man. Oh, man, watching these guys play baseball right now is getting me hyped for the season. And let's go Judge, man. Let's go El Capitan right now. It's having a great World Classic right now. I'm excited for DR versus Venezuela tomorrow.
Are you rooting for the American team? G, are you rooting for the American team?
Is he saying anything?
Yeah, he asked you if you rooting for USA.
I couldn't hear him. I felt like it was muted. I couldn't hear him say anything. I'm sort of God.
All right, but you heard me though. Are you rooting for USA or what?
Oh, what? Yeah, of course, man. Even though Mexico lost yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, Duran. If you guys want to know about mental healthness, read up on Duran's story right now. Not that Paul George's mental health crisis he be going through with his podcast. Duran had a real mental life crisis. My man started playing Russian roulette with his life, literally. Yes. Like I became a fan after I found out about the guy's story. He's a Red Sox fan. He's a Red Sox player, but once I heard about his story, I was like, he made me a believer.
Okay. Yeah, G, I had to represent with my baseball, my national shirt today. You know, that's probably the only baseball we're gonna get off tonight. You know, with Scruff and T back. We had the baseball topics last week. Maybe when Bryce come back, we can sneak in some more baseball. But last but certainly not least, man, top left.
What up, man? Scrub Skywalker. I actually was watching the World Baseball Classic the other day. I was out and I was getting into it, man. Something about when the people. That's why I asked that question. Something about when the people is riding for their country, and they repping for their home joint. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of hits, bro. The Dominicans was going hard. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was going hard for their folks, man. That's kind of why I asked G if he was rooting for the U.S. When he said he was rooting for the U.S., I was a little disappointed. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, I respect the patriotism. You know what I'm saying? I respect the patriotism by G rooting for the U.S. But I feel as though you should have been rooting for your Latino brethren.
Man, fuck no. When you see that lineup, what the fuck? I'm not trying to root for a bunch of losers at the end of the day. What the fuck? Listen, man, look at that lineup. No disrespect to DR. They have for me the second best batting lineup, but they ain't got shit against Judge. And Japan, they got a crazy bullpen. Besides that, listen, I'm going where the wind is at.
Now, the World Baseball Classic is always a good time, though. My homegirl and her brother, I believe, went down to Florida to watch Nicaragua play the other day. And she said the atmosphere was amazing. So it's always a good time with sports when the atmosphere is what it needs to be. But keeping it pushing, man, like I said, we'll circle back to the baseball topics here in the future. But tonight, man.
The future.
I was at the gym. I'm seeing a bunch of texts, a bunch of tweets. Somebody's breaking Kobe's record, and it's Bam Adebayo. Like, what is going on, man? Somebody get me hip to what just happened tonight. And what are y'all thoughts on this record-breaking performance? Apparently, I believe he hit the most free throws in the game as well. So how are y'all rating that performance? Because we also know the Wizards are tanking. So give me your thoughts on Bam. T, I'm gonna start with you on that.
I mean, Bam, like I get it, man. And anytime you have a chance to break a record, right, go for it. You only live once. You know, you get one lifetime to do it. I'm not mad at Bam. I'm mad at the Wizards. I mean, you are tanking to the point where you let a guy break Kobe's record. Not like Bam is a world beater. You know what I'm saying? It's not like people have him in their top 5 players in the NBA. Like, I just think the league has a sickness right now, man. And what we just saw was a cancer. Like, guys are tanking at a historic rate. I don't think we've ever seen the NBA in this state. I don't know that we've ever seen a professional league in this state. I mean, I looked at halftime. He had like 43. I'm like, okay, he'll probably try to go for 80. He should try. And I look and I see Sar has like 23. I'm like, oh, Sar might get 50. I said, okay, a good little African on African matchup. You know, maybe the boys was taking it personal out there. No, that's not what happened. Sar didn't play that much in the second half. And the Wizards kind of let Bam do what he wanted to the last like 6-7 minutes. Once they realized Kobe's record was in jeopardy, I don't know why they didn't realize this at halftime. Took them a quarter and a half to figure out that they're going to be the laughingstock of the NBA on top of tanking. So yeah, I don't want to go on too long about this, but like I'm deeply upset by the actions of the Wizards as an organization. And actually, I feel like if you want to fix tanking, real quick, teams that lose, right? You come in the last 5 places in the NBA, there should be like a Division 2 that you drop down to, and then the G League teams can rise up, and your organization, and your organization can be forever, you know, in the pits of hell because you decided to do everything wrong on purpose. Like that's how they do it in the Euro League. Over in Europe, your team lose, you drop down. You drop down to League 2 or League B. You don't get to play in the top level of the game and lose on purpose. I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated with the state of the NBA right now.
Nah, man, you preaching right now. I've been frustrated with it. The whole idea of tanking is ridiculous to me. I understand why teams do it. Like everyone's broken it down masterfully, but like, what are we talking about? Losing on purpose, and then you lead to stuff like this. Like Bryce, he's not on the show today, so I won't, rag on him. But like, he even said in the group chat that this is embarrassing. If you're a Wizards fan and you're with the tanking, you don't get to be embarrassed right now, bro. Like y'all, like, oh, we're doing this to build up the team for the future. All right, well, I hope that future is bright because tonight was a very dark spot. But T, before I move on, man, I know you mostly throwing shade on the Wizards, but 83 points is 83 points. Like how impressed were you by Bam just in general?
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I feel like there's a couple other guys in the league that if you give them, I don't know how many shots he took, 40, 50 shots, you give them the same amount of shots against that a Wizards team that's actively playing G League roster guys. They're literally playing guys that were in the G League. You know, I think a few guys could get 80. I don't think this is like special to Bam. Like Kobe got his 80 field goals. Bam out there shooting free throws to get it, man. I don't know, man. I hate everything about it. That record was sacred. It should have been something that was earned, and I felt like it was kind of given a little bit.
I would agree there. Scruff, man, you watch a ton of basketball, bro. So T said it was unimpressive. How impressed were you by Bam's individual performance? Or are you leaning more so on Wizards tanking?
He said it was unimpressive, but he watched it from his ESPN app and looked at the stat update. So there's nothing that I can really take from his evaluation because he didn't watch it. So let's start with that. Secondly, anytime somebody puts up 80 something plus on points, like I'm not gonna poo-poo that shit. All right, I'm not gonna act like he didn't do shit, bro. Because it's not easy to do that, bro. Like Cuz put up 40-something in the half. That was impressive alone. All right. And that was all straight up, bro. I'm not gonna blame the Wizards for whatever happened to say, because they was tanking as reason that they lost. These are professional athletes, man. These dudes out there, there's not that much of a drop off between them guys that they had and the guys that they had in the game. It's really not. So like, come on, bro. I'm gonna give the credit to Bam Adebayo for balling out, bro. That motherfucker balled out, bro. You can't just show up and drop 80 something points, bro. Like doesn't happen by accident, bro. It's a lot of repetition and skill and bag work that went into that. And I'm gonna put some respect on Bam's bag. He's got one of the best bags in the league for a big. All right. So yeah, I mean, I'm put some respect on Bam for the 83. Now, third thing. Y'all so sacred record. It's not a record. Let's start with that. It's not sacred because it's not a record. Okay, y'all think about Kobe's 81. That's not the record. The record is 100 points. Okay, so it's not a record. So y'all sentimental about some second place shit. It's the biggest loser shit I ever heard in my life. All right, so that's the third thing, and then the fourth thing is they gave Kobe a pass for chucking, bro. Like we let Kobe do whatever he wanted, bro. Chucking it up, and nobody blinked an eye when Kobe would shoot 50 buckets in the game. You know what I'm saying? They were like, yeah, it's just Kobe being Kobe. But when Bam Adebayo does it, he gets no credit for doing anything, and the Wizards suck. Everything we didn't even. I don't even think T even mentioned Bam Adebayo's name during his goddamn speech. You know what I'm saying? So let's put some respect on the guy that just dropped 83 points, bro. It is a something you don't see very often. As you know, we've only seen something similar to this in our lifetime once, right? So, let's put some respect on it because you're not going to see it again for another 20 years.
All right, I do hear you, and I agree because I think you drop 80 points, that's somewhat impressive, even if the other team is throws us four out there to defend you. But I think you're giving a little too much credit to Bam, though. I mean, Scruff, you've gone to Wizards games, like you've seen these dudes play, like you don't think any of that has to do with the tanking? You don't think the tanking's gone too far?
I'm not gonna make this about tanking, man. Shout out to Bam Adebayo, and you know what I'm saying, he balled out, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. Them grown men out there playing NBA contracts, bro. They wasn't Bishop Sycamore, okay?
T would argue that they might be. G, man, what are your thoughts on this 83 points?
They're not the only people doing that, bro. And if that was the case, then Rui Hachimura would be going for fucking 80 right now, okay? So, that's not the case, man. A lot of teams is putting out lineups like that, bro. The Sixers just played the Grizzlies. Their whole team is full of G League guys, right? I mean, Campaign had 30, but, what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? What we talking about? He ain't at 80, all right? It's not every day, bro.
Man, I feel like you could have dropped 15, 20 on the Wizards, what they were doing today. G, man, what are your thoughts on Bam's performance? You more impressed with Bam or more disgusted with the Wizards tanking?
Well, I'm disgusted with any team tanking, to be honest with you, especially if you're a paying fan. You don't want to hear about no tanking. Fuck is that? Yeah, what is the odds you getting the number one basketball player? Look at Dallas last year. Dallas had a 1.8% to get the number one pick. So does tanking really work? But that's a conversation for another day. But no, I'm more impressed by Bam. I'm gonna ride Nick's coattail on this one. Just for the simple fact, Luka, when he played the Wizards, he got 37 points, and then with Ant maxed out at 44 points. What's the next biggest score that they played? Shit. Let me look at. I was just looking at right now the schedule not too long ago. Right now, hold on. Let me look at the schedule. Shit.
That's the case. They be getting 60 hung on them every night if that was the case, bro.
Yeah, Cat only scored 19 points, and I'm not even a Cat believer. And look, when they played the Pistons, Cade only got 30 points. So how isn't this impressive? These guys got beat out the gym, and again, these guys are pros. G Leaguers are still considered pro. And Nick ain't fucking scoring no 20 points, man. Not even in the LA Fitness game, he's scoring 20 points, man. My son probably got 5 good points in the LA Fitness game, at best. At best. I'm not gonna say to disrespect these players. And no shade to Nick. I'm sure my son got a slight Jimmy over there. Pause. But nah, man, I'm impressed by this. Bam scored. I mean, this is why you seen the pivot of Miami going with Bam instead of keeping the whole Jimmy train still going there. They shipped out Jimmy. Like this is what gives you hope if you're a Miami Heat fan. Where like, all right, at least we knew we had an anchor, but now like we got to build with something.
Like let's put some respect on Bam, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they were kind of
how much respect are we gonna put on Bam?
Superstar player, bro. Bam is
the same amount of respect when we gave Kobe when he scored those 81 points.
And they made some respect on the fact that he did something that Shaq didn't do on the Heat, D Wade didn't do on the Heat, LeBron didn't do on the Heat.
Watch your mouth when you put LeBron in this combo. Watch your mouth.
Bruh.
The greatest basketball player of all time.
Let me frame it like this though. Like nobody in this on this screen right now would have ever guessed or thought or put money that Bam Adebayo was gonna score 80-some points in a game ever in his life, bro. Like this is an anomaly. Like Kobe getting to 80 didn't seem like a crazy stretch. This seems like the team that he played against was tanking.
No, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He just went for this shit, bro. It's like this is
what's
really
the most points Bam has had in a game before tonight?
I don't know.
Like this is a huge anomaly.
Anytime you score 80-something points is an anomaly, bro. Like it's only happened like twice in the history of the league. So yeah, no shit, it's an anomaly, bro. What is you saying? The point is, what happened? This is what actually happens, bro.
I'm saying a guy that doesn't average 20 scoring 80 has a little bit more to do with the team he's playing against than him.
What really happens is he was crazy hot in the first half, and then once you got 40 in the first half, you're like, shit, what else can I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you start going for shit. That's what really happened, bro. I watched the game, bro. First half, he was on fucking fire, bro. And then the second half, he was just kind of chasing the buckets. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens.
Who was guarding him in that second half?
It was a combination of guys. They had Vucevic in there for a little bit. They had a lot of there was a lot of Will Riley minutes. Will Riley played a lot of minutes, bro. He got a lot of buckets tonight, bro. Will Riley was getting cooked out there, bro. Couple guys, bro.
Bam scored a couple 40-point games. So
your boy Bilal was out there for the most of that time too, bro. They had like, and whatever. It doesn't even matter, bro. Like we're not gonna make it about them. Congrats to Bam Adebayo, bro.
You know what's crazy? Bam has scored at least 35 points or more against these Wizards. There's a couple high score games the Wizards. The last time he played the Wizards, he scored, I want to say, 43 points.
See, Bam probably came into this game knowing like, oh, I got scrubs. This is the LA Fitness crew.
48 points, 38 points. Yeah, bro, he scored 30+ points on these boys a couple times already.
Yeah, he's just hot, man. You just some days you just in your flow state, bro. Shout out to Bam, bro. Like I said, bro.
No, you're not. We never seen Steph Curry get to 80. We never seen LeBron, Luka. We never seen KD, Harden. Like we talking about all-time scorers here. Like getting to 80 is not something you sneeze at or should take lightly. But when you do it against a team that isn't playing, they have whatever 70 to 80% of their salary cap not playing. Like I'm just not impressed. How much did they win by? 40? 50?
20.
Only 20?
Yeah, nobody played defense in that game apparently.
Okay. But yeah, man, I'm not.
Killed your argument.
No, I thought it was more than that. But I mean, at the end of the day, like if you score 80 on a group of sixth graders, you know what I'm saying? 80 is 80. But at the NBA level, I just feel like, man, guys can stop you from scoring 80 if they're trying their best. You know what I'm saying? Like,
thank you, Brad. No, if you got a little bit of pride, Brad, then he shouldn't be dropping 80 on you. But I will give him his credit because 80 is 80 regardless.
Like
go ahead.
Like we can't double team them and make somebody else score. Like where's the coaching? Like this is a Washington special. That's all I'm gonna say.
T gonna use this as Washington hate for years to come, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Keeping it pushing though, man. Or final thoughts on the 80 points.
I hope he gets an ESPN commercial about this.
I mean, he probably will spin it into a nice chunk of change.
I hope he goes home and scores some more points, bro. So that's all I want.
Hey, yo.
Scruff Bam, the biggest fan tonight, man.
I'm here for it, bro.
Wishing nothing but the best for the brother.
I'm here for it, bro.
All right, man. Keeping it pushing from the NBA. Lots to talk about in the NFL with free agency, but I got to start with the Max Crosby trade, or trade that was that now isn't. If you hadn't heard, they had agreed verbally to a trade where the Ravens were going to send 2 first-round picks to the Raiders for Max Crosby. News broke today. The Ravens backed out. Crosby failed his physical due to the lingering injury that he had last season. Agent already came out and tried to do damage control. But I want to get y'all's thoughts, one, on what this means for the Ravens now that they don't have Max Crosby, and 2, if you were a GM and the Ravens backed out because of the physical, how would you go about trying to get Max Crosby now? Would you still be willing to spend 2 first-round picks, or does that value come down a little bit? Scruff, I'll start with you on that.
Man. Market dynamics say that the value goes down now automatically, bro, because now the leverage is now on the opposite side of the table, bro. Because now the Raiders done forced their hand spending money that they already accounted for based on the fact that Max Crosby was already off the roster. Now they got not guaranteed, but they got verbal contracts with multiple free agents at a crazy guarantee. They spent the most guaranteed money in free agency over the last 3 days, right? So somebody's contract is getting rescinded if they don't figure out a way to get Max Crosby off the books. So that means like guys like, they signed Linderbaum, right? They signed Linderbaum. They signed Nakobe Dean. There's a lot of chips that could fall in a different situation. Feel me? Maybe Nakobe Dean ends up losing his deal and ends up in Dallas. That would really piss me off. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a trickle down effect. Now, if a smart team, a wise, savvy GM is going to see this opportunity and take advantage of it, and they're going to be able to lowball them a little bit and get a little bit of a better deal. They're not going to get the same deal. If they do, that would be amazing, but it's unlikely. And then the real question is, what's going on with the physical, right? And then why didn't he pass the physical? And then the other team how's he going to pass that physical? Like, what's the threshold for these physicals? I have a lot of questions when this shit happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? But point being, somebody's going to get a good deal out of them. And if I was thinking, like, I'm thinking 2 teams off the top of my head that should be making some phone calls, and they both in the NFC East.
Yeah, I feel like there will be many teams trying to get into it. Because to your point, the value has to go down, right? For the 2 big reasons. One, like you said, we all know the Raiders got to move on for them. They're down at least $30 million with them on the roster. And the second one, once you fail a physical for one team, if I'm the next team, I got questions about you passing the physical for us. And if you do pass it, are you fully healthy? When you're going to be back to normal? The agent already came out and said that, it's all good, but that's what agents are supposed to do. G, man, what are your thoughts on the Ravens backing out the trade? And if you're a GM, how do you go about it now?
Don't this remind you of what the Lakers did last year during their trade? Like, this is literally the similar shit that I'm feeling. I'm catching the same vibes. They seen something. They was like, do you really want to maximize our money on this? I mean, the Ravens are kind of like, I guess they're like, they just lost Likely, and then they lost, like, was it a center or a guard?
Center.
Like the center, like, a key point to your offense, you literally lost them to the Raiders, and I felt like they must have felt played because of, like, a dude, like, what the fuck? Like, how are you gonna replace one of the top centers in the game right now? Like, you don't have you just let that walk out your building. I mean, I guess this is how the Ravens are sticking it to the Raiders. Like, yo, well, fuck you. We don't want this contract. Now take it back. I think this is like a Uno reverse card in a sense. And now, like, you're looking at the rate. I mean, how long before Lamar Jackson was to leave now? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
whoa. Take it easy, bro.
Dude, I just lost my center. what the fuck I got going on here? Shit, if you're the
I ain't
one,
gonna hold you, bro. I don't know what the fuck they saw in that physical, bro. But like, if it was some slight shit, bro, I'm passing that shit through, bro. That's just me. Like, I'm not gonna go and be leading the press release and tell them that. Just kidding. Like, nah, we're not doing that. He'd have to have like debilitating, like really bad, like their shit is like disintegrated, like kneecaps, like, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing left on the bone. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm pushing that shit through, bro. I'm not sending back Max Crosby.
He still has to be like an Embiid situation. He ain't got no cartilage in the knee.
I wonder how many white boys from Baltimore already bought that jersey.
I know a couple. T, man, I'm gonna switch the question a little bit for you. If you're the Raiders GM and this happens, how do you go about trying to get Max Crosby off your books now?
I mean, you still get him off your books. You know, just the value has dropped. I mean, I do think there is some gamemanship here. I do think, all right, you're paying. You promised to pay Lindenbaum a crazy amount for a center, which I'm pretty sure frustrated the Ravens. And then I think the Ravens was like, well, you know what? You're not getting our center and 2 first-round picks. Like, that's not happening. So I think there was some buyer's
literally.
Yeah, I think there was some buyer's remorse plus a little bit of gamemanship there. So I think the Ravens stuck it to him. Like, all right, you got our guy, but and that's what this tampering period allows. It's legal. It's within, like, because it's all verbal agreements, right? It's no contract. So we'll give you $100 million and 8 picks. Come on down. And then get there and be like, nah, nope, don't like him. And you can save face by saying, I mean, he passed the physical, but we just didn't like what we saw. Like Scruff said, what's the threshold there, right? So, I think that's how it goes. And, hey, I think the NFL has some work to do with establishing maybe some more guardrails to this whole tampering situation because it's copycat league. Once one team does it.
Yeah, man. When I was in the car business, they used to say it ain't a deal until the guy puts the temp tag on and drives over the threshold of the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a deal until then, bro. They can even sign the contract and they still could, until they drive that bitch out. It's not a deal. One little tidbit too. You know what I'm saying? It is Mercury retrograde. Contracts tend to fall apart during this type of time, bro. So it's very interesting time. And you're right. Until the shit's inked, it's not real. I don't like this little moratorium period, though. I feel like it does lend itself to more of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like that. I don't like it at all.
I mean, I think part of the reason the NFL does the legal tampering is because they know there's going to be some sort of tampering anyway. I think even this year they instituted, and I don't even know how much this was occurred this year, but I think there's a new rule where they're allowed to meet with a free agent for up to an hour, like the team officials. And they can like talk it out before they even, you know what I'm saying, like make any real offers. I don't know how much of that was actually done this year or how that affected anything for teams, but I'll be interested to hear reports about that. But this Max Crosby situation is very interesting because Scruff said it earlier. There's a trickle-down effect, right? Because Max went back to the Raiders after teams already started making deals, teams thinking Max is off the table. A lot of teams, if not every team, moved a certain way. And now they're going to want to move a different way. If you wanted Max Crosby and you thought you couldn't get him and you still got some money left over, now you're going to aggressively try to get him because the value's gone down.
I don't think the Ravens stuck. I get what y'all saying with the whole they stuck it to them type shit, I guess. Because the Ravens in my head with Max Crosby were Super Bowl contenders for real. And now they're just right back to where they were before.
No,
without an offensive lineman.
You think they were one defensive end away from a Super Bowl contender?
It was something, bro. It was something worth getting excited about.
They lost Likely, Ricard.
Likely is the second string tight end for them, bro. Come on.
We must have saw 2 different Mark Andrews.
Huh?
We must have watched 2 different Mark Andrews last year.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, T, but at the end of the day, they valued him as a second tight end. They didn't give him the starting position. I mean, Andrews is the older vet. He's 30, 31.
Coach also got fired for his personnel decisions.
and then the Giants picked them up. Yo, you see what I said earlier about that stupid ass signing? And y'all called me a fool for not having hope.
Well, Scruff mentioned it earlier, man. He thinks two teams in the NFC East should be giving the Raiders a call. Adam Schefter already said earlier, about an hour ago, that several teams have already reached out to see if Max Crosby's available. So let's go ahead and play the guessing game, man. Now that the Ravens are off the table, where does Max Crosby end up? G, what do you think?
Well, give me Philly because he already got that contract now, right? So you don't got to give him more money. Philly doesn't want to pay the young guys they got. You use those as trading asset. You do that to Philly. Philly frees up some cap space on the money on the long-term end, and then they get more draft picks to re-up on some other players during the regular season. For me, it's Philly. Philly's the best move, especially you want to win now. Like, if Crosby wants to win now, it's Philly. Now, if Crosby's trying to get the hype and be in a glamorous situation, then you go with Dallas, of course.
I can see Howie Roseman making that move. I could see a world where we wake up tomorrow and he's already traded to the Eagles. Scruff, I know you would love that, man. What's another team other than Philly? You said two in the NFC East, so who you thinking?
I was talking about Dallas because they just like to do shit like that. Like they spend draft picks like nobody business, and they still trying to make right for the Micah Parsons joint. And really, they had really no issues with Micah Parsons. It just was the contract and the timing and just the way he went about it. And they were like, "Fuck this motherfucker," and they're just like, "We're gonna get him out of here." Like, and now they're just trying to find another version of that. And like, honestly, Dallas getting a white guy to do it and giving him the bag seems like something that Jerry Jones would do. But I think Philly makes a lot of sense because you said a lot of teams started making moves and shit. But you know who didn't make a lot of moves? Philly. You feel me? Philly spent like the least amount of money in free agency out of most of the teams until just today when we signed Tariq Woolen. So, like, you know, I think we've been playing it very patiently. I think we're playing the game very smart. I mean, just a little small things I want to throw out there. Jalen Phillips signed for $30 million a year. With all due respect to Jalen Phillips, God bless you on the way out, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't let the door hit you on the way out, bro. $30 million a year is insane, bro. Carolina Panthers, good luck. He's all right, bro. He's all right, but he's good. He's good when he's got talent around him, bro. That's the main reason he looked good with us because he had people around him, bro. You put him on that Carolina defense around a whole bunch of guys going to be blocking him, he's going to be average as fuck, bro. So $30 million a year is a major issue. How we picked him up for a third rounder. We get a compository third round pick back for him, bro. So, you know, we playing chess out here, bro. But yeah, Max Crosby, man, we'll see what happens with him. But there's a lot of other great moves over the offseason. So I think there's a lot of good shit we could talk about. But yeah, I would like to see him. I mean, we'll see what happens with him. I'm not like worried. If he comes, he comes. If not, whatever.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna get into some of the other moves here in a second. But T, man, let me get your thoughts on this real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably is a dark horse left field team, Bears or somebody. I don't think it'll be the usual. I don't think it'll be the usual suspects. But I definitely don't think he's going for the same value. It's not going to be close. And I don't know what this means, right? Because I've seen a premier pass rusher turn the team into a Super Bowl contender, and then I've also seen a guy like Khalil Mack go to a team and who, you know, whatever. So I think this is a real slippery slope when you're talking about trading those draft picks. You better be sure that knee is right. You better be sure the Ravens actually saw something in that physical and it's not just, you know, smoke and mirrors. But this is gonna be an interesting one. Whatever the case, he's out of Oakland.
So I got a question, fellas. Right, he's recovered from an injury. How much of a physical can he actually do then?
Well,
I think that has a lot to do with the team doctors and whatever. Like, I don't, because to Scott's point, I don't know what the physical consists of, right? Like, are they doing drills? Are they, you know, working with team trainers? Or is the doctor, like, getting an x-ray? And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how much medical
Wizards traded for AD in the middle of him being out for the season type shit. So like, how the fuck did he pass that physical?
Well, are you ready to play? That's my question. Are you ready to play OTAs? Are you ready to play preseason? Are you ready to play?
Well, the agent came out and said he'll be ready for the off-season programs for sure, and that he'll be back to the dominant player that he has been. I'll say this though, after this whole Ravens backing out thing, wherever he goes, the pressure on him to be that dominant player is definitely going up another level.
Is it though?
Yeah, I think so, because the Ravens were trading for him like they were like he's a piece to get into the Super Bowl, right? He went for 2 first-round picks. Now, we know he'll go for less, but if he's going for at least another first-round pick, then you got to show improve. You got to have double-digit sacks.
But see, I guess you could say two things could be right in that statement, because you're saying, well, his value's going down, but the hype is still up there enough to, like, it's Super Bowl. Like, how? Like, I don't think that's possible. Like, is the hype and him being a contender, being that much of a game changer, it has to go 1-on-1. Because then if you're the Raiders, I'll take that salary cap hit. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Like, if he's still this great guy, I'm not going to give him up for dirt cheap.
Nah, but the reason they can't take the hit, is because they've already verbally agreed to these deals. So
yeah, but it's verbally. Once
those deals go into effect, they're in the red. Like they can't keep all them players.
Crosby want to leave. I thought Crosby wanted out because he wanted to play last year and they shut him down. But I could be mistaken.
Nah, he wants out. He wants out. I mean, I don't think he's like bitter with the team, but he just wants a new situation.
Right. Well, I don't want him in San Francisco at that price. So, but if we could re-sign Debo and flip him for Max Crosby, that would be a good thing for us.
Wait, Debo's going back home?
Nah, I just seen him in San Francisco, and I don't know. He probably has friends and family out there, but don't try to weasel your way back.
That's crazy talk. That's crazy.
I heard Ayuk's never going to play football again. You heard that?
I didn't hear that, but I've heard players say they, were kind of concerned about him. So,
yeah, I heard the reason.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There was some shit with his injury that got fucked up. He fucked his rehab up. That's what I heard. That's why he don't want to come back.
Well, that was the issue. The Niners, they were saying he didn't rehab properly.
Yeah, they saying he got a degenerative injury. He's never gonna play again.
Well,
he tore that knee that bad.
Wants to go to Washington.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
You see, gonna meet with Aaron Rodgers?
What's even happening with Ayuk? He's still on the roster, right? Like the 49ers didn't release him.
Yeah, so we voided a big part of his contract, but we're gonna cut him and eat the dead cap. We're not, we can't trade him. He has no value.
I was gonna say after what just happened with Crosby, definitely I don't sound like Ayuk passing the physical.
Yeah, so much for Daniel Daniels getting his boy come over there.
What's crazy is last year he's at practice like running drills. I mean, he's not in pads, but he's in the warm-ups and he's running drills and he's sprinting, he's cutting. But if you do have a knee injury that's going to like flare up on you and over time just fail, I don't know.
I mean, that's what happened with Todd Gurley, right? Like Todd Gurley's knees were just cooked. Like dude was a dog, but
Marcus Lattimore, Todd Gurley. I mean, unfortunately, that happens that way. I just hurt my knee the other day hooping. So, but I think my knee's regenerative.
What you scored?
Oh no! I was.
One of these things is not like the other.
I was actually shooting around. You know what I'm saying? Non-contact.
You say I fucked my knee up in the layup line. All right, keeping it pushing to some of the other free agent moves, though, man. A couple quarterbacks we wanted to talk about. We've been talking about a little bit about Kyler Murray. He's still not signed just yet, so we will get back to Kyler once he finds a team, if he finds a team. One quarterback that did get signed, though, after being released from his team is Tua Tagovailoa. And I was actually a bit surprised to see him go to Atlanta. And it brings up a lot of questions about Michael Penix's injury. So what are y'all thoughts on Tua going to Atlanta? Is he the right guy for Atlanta? Is Penix, I know you were big on Penix. Is Penix still going to be the guy? Or does Tua get his his second career here in Atlanta. G, I'll start with you on that.
So we got the brittle knee and my boy Penix, and then we got Mr. Concussion. Mr. What the fuck is going on in Atlanta? What the fuck is Matt Ryan doing over there, man? And then he hires a bum ass coach. I mean, I don't know.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he's a president GM over there in Atlanta.
He might be the
Matty
president
Ice.
GM. I just googled the GM. He just got hired. He's not doing good.
That's what I'm saying. What is Matt Ryan doing in Atlanta right now? I'm fucking. If you're an Atlanta fan right now, man, just be happy you got Bijan Robinson in that lineup and whatever the fuck they do.
Bijan about to be the next Saquon because like the Falcons looking like they're competing with the Bengals for the worst run franchise in the NFL, bro. Like everything that they've done this offseason is questionable as fuck, bro.
So we're just gonna skip over the Browns?
Now the Browns had made some
the
good
Jets?
moves. The Browns have made some good moves recently, today, these past couple of days. I'm just saying, like the Falcons, bro. I don't know what the fuck they doing, bro. They signed Tua, right? So now you got two guys who are injury prone to some degree. You got Tua in there. I get the value, but like Tua, like what the fuck is you thinking, bro? And then they hired Stefanski. Like everything they're doing is like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these are the choices that you're making. Like you have all these options on the table, and this is the choices that you're making, bro. So it's like I get to Google the guy's name. Ian Cunningham, hired on January 29th. He only been on the job 45 days, bro. But he on some Nico Harrison shit, bro. Like for real. Like fire that man. Nah, I ain't nobody job. But he not doing good, bro. So I think it's a bad move. It's weird as fuck. And I mean, I guess they flipping a coin. One of them gonna be healthy. Chances are they could both not be healthy. And I think Tua's cooked, bro. So last time I seen him, he was out there looking fat. So
again,
yeah, it was like a month ago.
So who G and stuff? Who would y'all say when they're both healthy? Who would be starter, Tua or Penix?
Well, Tua's not healthy, and he'll never be healthy again. Okay. So
he's saying hypothetically
if the doctors clear the man.
So unless we're going back in time 8 years, the answer is Michael Penix Jr., bro.
G, who you rolling with?
I gotta go Tua. Tua still got that deep pass, man. He got a better arm.
What are you talking about?
You know what? I just realized that they got two left-handers.
Yeah, they're both lefties.
Nah, that's crazy. I like that. I mean, they're not that great, but I like team left-handers over here. T, man, who would you roll out if both healthy? Would you roll with Penix or Tua?
Whoever played in the preseason, I kind of understand this from a football standpoint. Because when you have a left-hand quarterback and your backup's right-handed, you kind of got to flip everything, the entire offense, and even pass catchers kind of got to get adjusted to catching that, I guess, normal spiral if you flip it. But now you got two left-hand guys, and if I'm Tua, I'm certainly looking at Penix like, I think I'm better than this guy. So if you want to start in job, it's not too many places Tua can go where you're going to be even able to entertain that thought. And I think, outside of like maybe Minnesota or Cleveland and maybe the Jets or something, like this is a good opportunity. You have weapons. So that's a big thing for a quarterback to go somewhere where you have some weapons, and you got a few weapons in Atlanta. So I kind of understand the football sense of it. But it also shows that the org wasn't too thrilled with Penix. Like, I don't think you bring in Tua and say, hey, you're a backup, buddy. I think you say, you guys go out there and compete and may the best man win. So I kind of get it, but it is a type of move that could get a GM fired, because if Tua plays, the fans know Tua to play like, yeah, it's over for you. It's over for you. Like, so it's risky. It's a boom or bust proposition.
Nah, yeah, they're definitely swinging for the fences. Me personally, man, I think they're giving up on Penix a little too soon, right? Like, it's not like Penix played bad or like horrible. I would say he was still above JJ McCarthy. Maybe he wasn't right there with Bo Nix and Jaden and Caleb and all them. But I would say the jury's still out on Penix. the bring in Tua to me, if you're rolling with Tua, you've kind of given up on Penix. So you feel like the injuries are just gonna always be a thing. But to Scruff's point, if you're worried about injuries with Penix, bringing in Tua is not much better. So I don't know, man. Atlanta's definitely up there with the questionable all season moves so far.
I just was looking through these free agent signings, bro, and I feel like I was sleeping on some of these teams, bro. I'm tell you who's having the best offseason so far. Y'all gonna think I'm nuts, but like Pittsburgh Steelers having a great offseason, bro. Like straight up, bro. No, really they are. Because they picked up Michael Pittman for like nothing. And then they got him on a new deal. Now they got two big receivers on the outside for whoever their quarterback's going to be. Probably Aaron Rodgers, I guess, which, may not be the best decision. But they also picked up Rico Dowdell, bro, who I think is like such a great signing, bro. Because Rico Dowdell was playing out of his mind last season, bro. And like, granted, Gainwell bounced, and I think Gainwell got more money than Dowdell, which is amazing to me. So the fact that Dowdell signed for less money than Gainwell, it's a hell of a steal. And they bring him back Cam Hayward, Asante Samuel, a couple of other guys on that squad. Pretty solid offseason so far. And I also want to put a couple honorable mentions out there for a few teams that's actually trying to build up right. The two New York teams, actually, I'm kind of liking what they're doing. Mostly the Jets. They're building up the team a little bit. I like the Minka Fitzpatrick's trade. They picked up Geno Smith for peanuts, which is pretty good. Actually, you know what? I take it back. They re-signed Brees Hall for $15 million. I don't think that was a good move. So that cancels everything else out. Never mind. But yeah, Steelers doing good. I like what they're doing over there.
Yeah, I hear you. I would lean more Steelers if they had their QB situation straight. Like they were waiting on Rodgers again, or Rodgers is waiting on them. Who even knows? Me personally, I think the Rams are having the best free agent period.
Right about that.
They got McDuffie in that trade, Watson in free agency, and they managed to re-sign Cam Curl, basically solidifying their secondary. Only a couple moves, but I think those moves are going to go a long way. G, if you had to pick a winner for the offseason so far, man, who you rolling with?
Oof, I want to say the Chiefs.
They had a good one too.
And then I want to say the 49ers. They're finally doing something with the receiving core. I mean, I like what the 49ers did, man. They got themselves a deep pass, a deep threat over there. But can 50 Cent over there come back? Are they gonna even draft a receiver again?
I like that Mike Evans move. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You know what I mean? Because look, they were beat up and they made it to the NFC Championship game. I mean, for me, it's like they don't really need to do much but to get healthy, and I think they just.
The only issue with that though is that he's coming off an injury.
Yeah, but you're not relying too much on him like that.
Well, this is the two things don't really add up well, in my opinion. The fact that he's coming off an injury and the fact that the 49ers are an injury-prone team. I don't know. It doesn't add up well for me.
But if there's anything about the 49ers, bro.
If anything about the 49ers, you know that they're going to be hurt.
Yeah, but and then they make it up to the NFC Championship game. And it's been proven.
The 49ers aren't a bad choice. I like the Mike Evans move. Scrub does have a good point, though. It seems like every season the 49ers got like 10 to 12 people injured. So coming off an injury and going
and
going
they
to that
still
team
make it to the NFC
sense.
Championship game.
Oh, what are you talking about? They ain't did that shit in a while.
They did it last year.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they weren't in the NFC Championship game.
Wasn't it the
NFC Championship game were you watching?
What game was I watching? The fuck? Was I high? No, I don't smoke no weed. Was I drunk? I wasn't drunk neither.
They made it to the second round. Yeah, they beat the Eagles.
Oh, see, they got to the second round.
They beat the Eagles, bro. There wasn't really whatever.
It sounds crazy.
T-Man, who's your winner of the offseason so far?
This is a cheap one, but the fans, man, like the NFL consistently. I know it's cheap, but I mean honestly, the NFL has consistently been this 24/7, 365 show, right? This drama, mystery, suspense, action. You know what I'm saying? It's the next best show to Game of Thrones. Like, you're getting a little bit of everything.
Well, it is the show. Then it's Game of Thrones.
I mean, yeah. I mean, who would have saw this Max Crosby stuff coming? I mean, shoot, you
Respect.
got football players chasing WNBA players in Lamborghinis. Like, I mean,
But she was a WNBA player?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh wow. I thought she was just some shorty.
nah, like that's what I'm saying. So like, this is another masterful job of the NFL to keep people entertained and keep people talking, because we don't really talk about the other leagues in the offseason. So, you know, just as a fan, but as far as the teams are concerned, I think the Rams, the Rams were already good, and their weakest point were the corners, and I want the corners with the Chiefs corners. Did they get two Chiefs corners?
Yep,
Yes.
McDuffie and Watson. Traded for one, signed the other.
Yeah, so you got, you know what I'm saying, guys that come from a certain pedigree, a org where people know how to take it serious and do it right, and you add it to an org where people are taking it serious and know how to do it right. And I just don't see how that doesn't work. You know, as a NFC West fan, you know what I'm saying, I'm afraid. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Rams are scaring me. So, shoot, that's a good move.
And they got a good pass rush too. You add those corners with that pass rush. That's something.
Rams are doing well. I know G said the Chiefs, but I have a lot of questions about the Chiefs still, bro.
Me too.
I really do. Like, so they just lost their corners, right? You just named that. Like, now they just need a whole new slew of starting corners.
Yeah, they lost their starting linebacker too.
And
Leo.
And Kelsey.
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy is, bro. But the offensive line is still an issue. Kenneth Walker gonna be running behind the worst offensive line in the NFL. So I don't know. And I want to go shout out to you just talk about the Browns. Shout out to the Browns. They building a nice offensive line around my guy Shedeur Sanders. They signed a Zion Johnson guard. They signed a center. They also traded for Titus Howard, who didn't give up a single sack last season. So
Shedeur the starter.
They building an offensive line for somebody, bro.
For somebody. All right, final question, man. Who would y'all say is the biggest loser so far in the free agent period?
Let's spell it together, guys. Jets. Jets.
I mean, they were kind of losers before it even started, to be honest. They kind of, to me, they
bro,
just.
you traded your second round draft pick.
There's only one answer. I'm gonna do it from an economical, just the net impact thing. So the biggest, there's two losers, and they're both tied to the same person. Okay, the first loser is the Miami Dolphins, because they took a $100 million dead hit for cutting Tua. Now they salvaged the best they can, picking up Malik Willis, and now the Green Bay Dolphins will be pretty good next season, maybe. But then the other worst offseason, the losers, goes to the person that signed Tua, the Falcons. So Tua, anything revolving around Tua is a bad decision.
Tua hate is real. T, man, who would you say are the biggest losers in the offseason so far?
Another NFC West team, and this is gonna be shocked, but the Seahawks, man. Like, I know when you win, teams want to pillage your roster, but they're losing a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys from that defense side of the ball too. I mean, and then you lost your Super Bowl running back. There's potential for a Super Bowl hangover there, and I feel like Seattle should be back in the seat next year. But I mean, you lost some names, bro. You lost some names. I thought the Eagles lost some names, but Eagles have been able to replace guys somehow. But Seattle, I don't know, man. It might have been a one-off. You got to, figure it out. But the draft will just let me know for sure.
Yeah, I believe Denver and Seattle are the only two teams that haven't signed anybody from outside their organization. Like, I think they re-signed a couple players or whatever, but they haven't picked up anyone new. Which could be a bit of a red flag. So I can see.
But let me say this about Seattle, bro. Seattle is drafted really well, bro. Like, outside of Philly, I don't think anyone is drafting better than Seattle, bro. Like, for real, they've drafted really well. because they like remember when Tariq Woolen was the hot shit at corner for them, and they just drafted a whole bunch of other corners, and just somehow they just forgot about dude. If I could count on anything, they're gonna draft someone to replace Kenneth Walker. They're gonna find someone really good. I bet you that.
I would say the biggest losers for me off season so far would be the Vikings. I think they had a terrible season last season. I don't think they can roll with JJ McCarthy. I think you have to bring in a vet. You're wasting the other JJ Jets. You're wasting him, one of the greatest receivers to play the game. Completely wasted his season last year. You can't do that again, or you have to trade him as well. Somehow KOC, Kevin O'Connell, has gone from a quarterback guru to some Bama who don't know nothing. So his stock has fallen off. So this is a huge offseason for the Minnesota Vikings. And man, I think they got to make some type of drastic move in free agency, and they have yet to do so.
I can't wait until next week when we're going to be here talking. I think Rome going to be double down on this take because they're going to have signed Kyler Murray, and he's going to be like, "You needed a big move, and you signed Kyler Murray."
That was the precursor right there.
They're gearing up for their big move. They're about to sign Kyler Murray, bro.
1 year vet minimum.
Bro, he's not a vet minimum, bro.
If they bring Kirk back over Kyler,
$20 million a year plus guaranteed.
No, we'll see what the Vikings do, but I do think
they brought back in Kirk. That would be crazy.
I think they definitely need to bring in a vet, and I think his name is going to start with a K. Anything else anybody want to get off before we get out of here?
The U.S. might lose to Italy right now, and they're down 3 runs with 2 on base and 2 outs.
Italy?
Bottom of the 8th with Bryce Harper.
Your boy Judge better send one, get us back in it.
Is this the World Cup?
Nah.
The World Baseball
Classic. Close enough.
They play in Italy?
Yeah, they're playing Houston.
Who the best player on that team?
Israel just got eliminated.
Yo, listen. Not the eliminated that people you want to tell people right now. They're eliminated from the tournament. Let's put more context to what you're saying. Hold on there, buddy.
All right, man. Y'all know how we end each and